All right. I just want to make sure that this is working. You want to test yours?
Testing. Testing. Welcome to Normal, Illinois at the Corn Crib. First game of a doubleheader in KCL action. Ground Sloths versus the Bobcats. Bobcats and Ground Sloths coming off of W's. Bobcats first in standings 11-4. Ground Sloths right behind them at 7-7-1. So first versus second best team in this four-team league today. For the Bobcats, Braden Deverman's going to be on the mound, a right-handed pitcher. Ground Sloths' Gabe Sanders, a righty versus a lefty matchup. Both these guys have some experience on the bump throughout the season, looking to produce today and get their second win in a row.
That's right, and we'll get our first look at Gabe Sanders, the lefty on the mound for the Ground Sloths, as he's set to face the designated hitter Carter Harris. If we look through the rest of the Bobcats lineup, it'll be the third baseman, Lawson Schickel, batting second. Max Willie in left field batting third. Sam Mitri, the first baseman, the cleanup spot. In the 5 hole as well, Vogel at second base. Brady Hart in right field is batting sixth. Anthony Gurr, the shortstop, followed by Jake Zimmerman, the catcher.
Harris grounds this ball to first. And just like that, the first baseman, Bass, gathers it, steps on the bag for out number 1.
And the center fielder, Deegan Isles, will round things out. Quick first out for Gabe Sanders. Fast start to this one.
Schickel steps up next for the Bobcats in the light blue gloves, all black bat. First offering. Finds the corner of the zone for strike 1.
Ground Sloths wearing their brown jerseys today, and the away team, the Bobcats, go with their bright orange.
0-1 pitch is fouled behind, directly straight towards the press box. Quickly 0-2 count now for Schickel.
Schickel, he plays at Augustana College.
0-2 pitch is high and outside in the other batter's box for ball 1.
He's having a slow start to his summer, only batting .231.
2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And quickly the Ground Sloths get 2 outs as Schickel strikes out swinging, walks his way back to the dugout. Max Willie will step in.
No surprise to see a strikeout there out of Gabe Sanders. It's his 14th of the season. 1-2 so far. Can he go 1-2-3 with the left fielder, Max Willie?
First pitch to Willie. Fouled out of play, but I got a piece of that one. I think that one went over the gates of the Corn Crib.
A long strike there to Max Willie.
0-1 pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Willie holding a orange bat that matches his jersey. Green cleats to match the green in the jersey. 1-1 pitch. Got it. Just a piece of this one. Fouls it for strike 2.
Max Willie staying alive. Something he does really well.
Willie steps back into the batter's box. Taps the plate with his bat. Rounds it around his shoulders. 1-2 pitch. Just misses the corner of the zone for ball 2. And now count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Let's see who wins it.
Sanders 2-2 pitch, flied out into left field. The third baseman, Nieves, gathers it for the third out of the inning. The Ground Sloths go 1-2-3 in a matter of 5 minutes. We'll be back for the bottom half of the first. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Welcome back here at the Corn Crib. Gonna go over the Ground Sloths batting order this evening. Starting first is Logan Rosenthal. He's also playing center field. Behind him is Joe Clark in left field. Third, Andrew Zimmerman takes his spot at shortstop. Fourth in the order is Josh Bass, takes his position at first base. Fifth, Adin Nieves. At third base, Gavin Bailey takes his talent to right field. Tyler Cerna will be behind home plate catching the ball in the seventh spot. Gabe Peters plays second base in the eighth, and Braden Windy will finish things off as the designated hitter.
For the Bobcats, we get their first look at their gloves. From left to right in the outfield, it's Max Willie, Deegan Isles, and Brady Hart. Over at first base, Sam Mitri, Will Vogel will be at second base. Rounding things out in the middle, Anthony Gurrow, the shortstop. Lawson Schickel will play third. Doing the catching is Jake Zimmerman. And getting the start today for the Bobcats is Braden Deverman.
Logan Rosenthal steps in the batter's box, gets into his stance. First pitch to him is low for ball one.
Deverman's already seen 6.2 innings on the mound this season, facing 38 batters, boasting an 0-1 record, unfortunately, but only giving up 10 hits and 8 earned runs.
The 1-0 pitch is right down central for strike one. Deverman gets the offering once more. Kicks and fires. 1-1 pitch is low. Out of the zone for ball two.
Just misses the zone to Logan Rosenthal, who's had a disappointing start to the season, but he's batting .286 with 8 hits on the year. So not too bad.
The 2-1 pitch is fouled behind. The count now runs to even.
Rosenthal also calls the Corn Crib home during his collegiate season, where he plays for Heartland Community College.
2-2 pitch is grounded right into the shortstop. Gura's leather tosses it over to first Dimitri in time for the first out of the inning. 1 up, 1 down for the Bobcats as they try to match the Ground Sloths at 1-2-3.
Excellent start to this one for Braden Deverman. He gets Logan Rosenthal to ground out back up the middle to Anthony Gurra, the shortstop, who ranged over right towards second base, made the throw over to Sam Mitri just in time.
Joe Clark up next for the Ground Sloths. First pitch to him is grounded right back to the shortstop, and Gura pitches it over to first in time once more. Routine play for the Bobcats, and pretty much the exact same play about a minute ago. And 2 up, 2 down now, quickly.
Yeah, not even a minute ago, right? Quickly, Anthony Gurra gets in on the action. 6-3 to Rosenthal, 6-3 to Joe Clark. And now it's the shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman, up to bat.
Zimmerman taps the plate twice with his all-black bat. Gray helmet, rounds it to his shoulders. First offering finds his own for strike one.
For Deverman tonight, it's going to be important to get ahead in the counts as he's been doing early.
Oh, 1 pitch. Paints the corner, the right corner of the zone for strike two, and quickly, after 2 quick ground outs, 0-2 count to Zimmerman.
Deverman's worked quick all season.
0-2 pitch is low and outside and gets out of the hands of Zimmerman. Luckily, nobody on base for the Ground Sloths. That's the first ball of the count.
1-2 now to Zimmerman with 2 away in the bottom of the first, as the Ground Sloths try to avoid going 1-2-3 after the Bobcats did it in the top.
Swung on and missed for strike 3, and just as you mentioned, trying to avoid the going 1-2-3, but they did just that. Zimmerman swings on and misses, walks over to the dugout in disappointment with his head down, and just like that, the first inning is over. More action coming your way for the top of the second. You're listening to KCL Baseball on No More Corn Belters YouTube. Top of the second here, the Corn Crib. After a very quick inning, both teams going 3 up, 3 down. Sam Mitri looking to try to change that trend as he steps in first for the Bobcats. Sanders quickly fires. First pitch is just upstairs for ball 1.
It was a good first inning for the lefty, Gabe Sanders. He went 1-2-3. As you mentioned, Taylor are now facing Sam Mitri.
1-0 pitch is up and outside for ball 2.
Mitri's had a slow start to his year. This is his 13th game, only batting .229.
2-0 pitch doesn't find the zone once more, and quickly 3-0 count, hitter-friendly count for Sam Mitri. Mentioned hasn't been hitting well so far, but this is the perfect time to change that. The green light count. Sanders kicks and fires. This one finds the zone, though, for strike 1.
Sanders has been excellent with control all season. 13 strikeouts. Obviously picked up his 14th back in the first, and only 4 walks.
3-1 pitch is outside once more for ball 4, and Sanders will walk Sam Mitri, heads his way over to first.
Make that 5 walks on the season now for Gabe Sanders, and now he'll face the second baseman, Will Vogel, who steps in on the right side.
Sanders gives a glance over at first, comes home. First pitch fouled behind on the right side for Vogel for strike 1.
Vogel 6 hits on the season, but it includes a double, a triple, and 2 home runs. So when he gets a hold of it, Taylor, it can go a long way.
0-1 pitch is low and out of the zone for ball 1, but Cerna able to gather that quickly, so no chance of Mitri heading over to second. Mitri, not a huge gap over there between first and his spot. 1-1 pitch. Huge swing and a miss for Vogel. Strike 2. Sanders shakes off the offering. Does it again. Finally accepts it. 1-2 pitch. Quick glance over at first. Up and outside for ball 2.
That one just missing the zone there. A bit high and outside. We'll see what Gabe Sanders challenges Will Vogel with now.
Even count pitch at 2-2. Finds the corner of the zone, this time in the zone. He's been finding corners, but this one lands in the zone for strike 3, and Will Vogel strikes out looking.
That's an important out for Gabe Sanders after issuing the leadoff walk to the first baseman, Sam Mitri. Getting Vogel down on strikes for his 11th strikeout of the season. Will Vogel, an all-or-nothing hitter.
First pitch to Brady Hart. Up for ball 1. And what a bounce back from Sanders, giving up that walk and a strikeout looking. He sets once more. Kicks in. 1-0 pitch is just upstairs again for ball 2.
Now, Brady Hart's not the most consistent of players, but he is batting .258, and he's got 8 hits to his name through 13 games.
2-0 offering is in the top right corner outside the zone for ball 3. And again, hitters up early in the count. First, Sanders. Notre had a 3-0 count as well. Brady Hart matches it. 3-0 pitch is in the corner once more. Same spot as the pitch before. For ball 4. And Brady Hart will take his spot at first. Notre heads over to second, now a runner in scoring position for the Bobcats with 1 out.
And now the lefty Gabe Sanders will have to face the right-handed phenom shortstop Anthony Gura, who had a busy inning in the field.
Sanders glances over at Notre at second. Fires in for the first pitch outside in the same area that we've seen the last 3 pitches. And Cerna will head over to the bump and have a conversation with Sanders.
Sanders' command being just a little bit off takes Tyler Cerna away from home plate and onto the mound to talk to the lefty. One thing the lefty, though, does do well, despite 2 walks here in the second, is he's able to keep runners honest once they're on base. They don't try to steal off of him all too much. Credit to his pickoff move and to Tyler Cerna behind the plate, who has a great arm.
1-0 pitch after the discussion finds the zone. Right smack dab in the middle for Sanders. Count now even, 1-1. 1 out. Sanders comes set. Long hard glance at second. 1-1 pitch fouled behind for strike 2.
Gura fouls the ball a lot more than your average hitter on this Bobcats team. He makes a lot of good cuts every game and has the .286 average to show for it.
1-2 pitch is grounded. Fouled down the third base line and fouls once more. Can't get the timing on his swing correctly to get the ball into play.
Right. I was just thinking the same thing, Taylor. He was late to the other one, early there. He's seen a couple different pitches now from Sanders. Let's see if Sanders decides to beat him with the fastball or trick him with the curve.
Grounded to the third baseman, and Nieves steps on the bag on third. Doesn't attempt to throw it over to first for the double play. But the runner in Notre, who's jogging his way over to third, is out. But now a runner still in scoring position at second as Hart takes his spot at second, and Gura gets the single.
Not what you're looking for Anthony Gura, but no damage really done on either side. The out kind of cancels out.
Jake Zimmerman, the next guy to bat for the Bobcats. First pitch to him finds the zone for strike 1. If you're Sanders here, it's crucial to get up early in the count, as he hasn't been able to do that the last couple of hitters faced. Sanders again looks over at second. Does a double take. 0-1 pitch is fouled up in the air. First baseman Bass is running his way over, but will have no chance to play that one as that one lands in the stands.
Jake Zimmerman searching for his 4th hit of the season. And out of everyone who at least has 1 hit on this team, Jake Zimmerman is at the bottom in terms of batting average. Just hasn't really been able to find his swing so far this summer.
Pitcher friendly count here for Sanders at 0-2. Pitch is up and outside for ball one.
That one was close. It's a good 0-2 pitch, though, right on the corner. But Jake Zimmerman, the catcher, wisely lays off of it. And now he's set for the 1-2.
1-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike three. And that's the third out of the inning.
It's the third out of the inning, and it's the third strikeout of the day for Gabe Sanders.
Starting off hot for the Ground Sloths. Score remains 0-0. Bottom of the second. Coming your way, you're listening to KCL Baseball on No More Corn Belters YouTube. Bottom of the second. Score 0-0. Not a lot of action so far. Early in the game, though, but Josh Bass walks his way over to the right, the left-handed batter's box with his light blue helmet. Pink bat. Taps the plate once. Gets into his stance, and so does Deverman. First pitch to him. Low and outside for ball one.
A lot of vibrant colors there out on the field, as you were mentioning. His hot pink bat. You got the light blue helmet. Our umpires got red on.
The 1-0 pitch is fouled behind, and just you mentioned the red umpire. I think this is a new color. I haven't seen it so far this year. They're usually wearing black or a light blue.
That's right, and then you have the Bobcats wearing their bright orange jerseys.
1-1 pitch. Above the zone for ball two.
The lefty Josh Bass looking to become the first base runner of tonight's game for the Ground Sloths after Deverman went 1-2-3.
2-1 pitch is swung out and popped up into right field, but it's gone. As I thought that was going to land in play. But that one is out of here. And Josh Bass, you just said looking to get the first base run. What about the home run for the guy? Ground Sloths, 1-0 lead as he rounds the bases. Taps on a home plate. Jogs back to the dugout with a huge smile. All his partners in Ground Sloths celebrating with him. And what a start for the first baseman.
Well, Taylor, that one got out of here in a hurry right above the Meyer sign in right field. And all Brady Hart could do out in right was watch that one soar over the fence.
Adam Nieves steps in. Next for the Ground Sloths, trying to match Josh Bass's huge shot out to right field. 1-0 pitch. It's a heater, and it hits Adam Nieves. That one looked a little bit wild by Deverman. That looked like it also hurt. Nieves takes his spot at first, and after a home run, there's another runner on base for the Ground Sloths.
That home run for Josh Bass was his first extra base hit of the season. Up to that point, only had 8 hits, all of them being singles. And now, as you said, yeah, Nieves is on first after getting hit by a pitch, and then he threw his bat in frustration.
Gavin Bailey's first offering. It's above the zone for ball 1. Deverman glances over. But Nieves at first. Nieves takes off the second. Throw is going to be not in time. And Bass or Nieves gets the stolen base and a runner in scoring position. Nieves didn't have to do anything to get there as well, except to get hit by a pitch. But now a runner in scoring position after a home run. Enemy's territory for the Bobcats. 1-1 pitch is low and bounces off the ground, and luckily it didn't get behind the catcher and Zimmerman, or you would have thought that Nieves would be heading his way over to third.
Definitely had a chance to take third. Good stop, though, by Jake Zimmerman. Now Braden Deverman, the pitcher for the Bobcats. Taylor, he really has to just slow things down. I think his head is spinning.
2-1 pitch is outside, and Bailey has to get out of the way on that one. As you said, his head is spinning. Not able to find the zone. Pitch is getting very close to the hitter. 3-1 count now. Nieves won't take off. The 3-1 pitch is swung and missed. For strike 2, now count full for Bailey. And if you're Deverman here, one good pitch will get your first much needed out of the inning. Deverman steps off the rubber. Bailey steps out of the batter's box, comes in once more, though. Taps the plate once with his black and tan, half black, half tan bat. Deverman takes a long, hard glance at second. 3-2 pitch. Up and outside for ball 4, and just like that, you get a home run, and then now 2 runners on base for the Ground Sloths.
Taylor, it looked like it was going to be a promising day for the right-hander Braden Deverman after going 1-2-3 in the first. And then Josh Bass leads off with the home run here in the second. You hit Nieves, who's now on second. And then Gavin Bailey gets another free pass.
First pitch to Tyler Cerna, the catcher. Knight is low once more, and again Zimmerman with a good gathering. Luckily that one didn't get behind him, or 2 stolen bases probably would have happened for the Ground Sloths. Doing a good job behind home plate so far. 1-0 pitch as Nieves takes off the second. Double stolen base attempt, and Nieves gets out at third, but Bailey will be at second safely. And if you're the Bobcats there after this difficult start to the inning, at least you get 1 out. Now you can keep stacking them.
What an excellent throw down by Jake Zimmerman. I mean, that was right on the money. Great tag by Lawson Schickel at third.
1-1 pitch gets behind the catcher and Zimmerman, and Bailey is going to easily be able to take their now runner 90 feet away from scoring their second run of the inning. Zimmerman losing his composure here. A lot of balls getting behind or bouncing off the ground. Zimmerman having a difficult time being able to gather them. A lot of pitches up and outside of the zone. Already given up a home run. And just 1 out in this inning.
He has to settle down, and that means going to your go-to pitch right here.
Deverman kicks and fires. 2-1 is grounded to third. Schickel gathers it. Tosses it over to first, but a run will score, and Gavin Bailey in the now. It's 2-0 Ground Sloths. 2 outs.
Cerna does his job and brings in Gavin Bailey for the second run of the game. And now it's 2-0 in favor of the Ground Sloths, who are trying to climb back in the standings. They're in second place right now, 3.5 back of the Bobcats.
Nearing the bottom of the order here for the Ground Sloths and Gabe Peters. First pitch to him is outside the zone for ball one.
Gabe Peters, 400 on the season so far.
Second offering is outside the zone and once more for ball two, and Deverman just needing that one single out to end this inning. Not off to the best start versus Peters. 2-0 pitch is low. And third ball in a row for Deverman.
87 degrees, the sun is out. Not much wind in effect today. We'll see what kind of effect, though, that this weather has on the players. It looks like already for Deverman, he seems to be sticking with the ball a little too much.
3-0 pitch finds the zone, though, right down the middle for strike one. Peters steps out the box, comes in once more, gets into his stance. Deverman gets the offering, kicks and fires. 3-1 pitch. Does not find the zone once more for Deverman. And he will walk the third batter in the top of the second.
The DH and the right-hander, Braden Windy, now steps up. And if you're the pitcher, Braden Deverman of the Bobcats, you just got to keep attacking the zone. Give these guys something to hit. Your defense behind you has been good so far. Anthony Gurr retiring the first two batters. And then the ground out just a moment ago of Tyler Cerna over to Schickel at third.
First pitch to Braden Windy hits him directly in the back. He tried to get out of the way, but that pitch hits him, drops his bat. Looks like it hurt a little bit for Windy. But now a runner in scoring position once more, and another conversation being had on the mound between Zimmerman and Deverman.
The men trying to get on the same page after 2 hit by pitches and 2 walks issued by Braden Deverman. It'll bring up the top of the order in the center fielder and left-hander, number 27, Logan Rosenthal.
Rosenthal grounded out to shortstop in his last outing.
Taylor, 27 versus 27 here in the batter's box on the mound. What number would you be?
3. 3 is my lucky number. It's always been 3. What about you?
14 or 5?
Interesting. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 2, and that didn't look like one of those swings that he was very confident about. That was kind of a whiff right there, if I had to say so myself. Rosenthal. 0-2 count to him. Gets just a piece of the baseball. Fouls it. Right behind. The umpire gathers it, tosses it over. It's Deverman. Count remains 0-2. Your Deverman here giving up a home run. 2 hit by pitches. 2 walks so far just in this inning. After the 1-2-3, top of the first. Need to bounce back here for your team. 0-2 pitch. Finds the zone for strike 3. Logan Rosenthal strikes out looking, and Deverman gets the much-needed third out of the inning, but not after the Ground Sloths score 2. 2-0 Ground Sloths is your score. Top of the third coming your way. You're listening to KCL Baseball on No More Corn Belters YouTube. Top of the third here. Score 2-0. Ground Sloths. After a 2-run bottom half of the second, Bobcats looking to bounce back. The defending champions first, as we mentioned earlier, in standings at 11-4. The Ground Sloths right behind them. Bottom of the order here for the Bobcats and Deegan Aylett. First pitch he sees. Watches it go past him in the zone for strike one.
Aylett might be batting last, but he's right in the middle in terms of batting average on this team.
0-1 a pitch is low for ball one. And Sanders working quickly here. 1-1 pitch. Low and in the corner for ball two.
Sanders not giving us much time to breathe in between pitches. Likes to work quickly.
The 2-1 offering is grounded to the second baseman in Peters tosses it over to Bass. 1 up, 1 down here for the Ground Sloths.
Quick start for Gabe Sanders, the lefty. Getting Deegan Isles, the center fielder, to ground out to his second baseman, Gabe Peters. And now to bring up the DH, Carter Harris, who grounded out to the first baseman, Josh Bass, to start things off on the first pitch of the game this afternoon.
As you mentioned, the DH. Flipping over the order here as well for the Bobcats. First pitch he sees is low and in the corner of the zone for strike one.
Harris will attend Olivet Nazarene.
0-1 pitch is flied out into shallow center field. The shortstop Zimmerman is underneath it. Squeezes it for out number 2.
2 up, 2 down rather quickly here, Taylor. And we'll see if Lawson Schickel, the third baseman, has anything to say about it. Schickel played well yesterday.
Just about to say the Bobcats are getting pieces of the ball, but very weak contact. First pitch to Schickel. It's up and outside for ball one.
Lawson Schickel looking for the Bobcats' first hit of the game.
1-0 pitch popped up into shallow right field. Bailey tracks that one for out number 3, and once again, the Ground Sloths go 1-2-3 and keep their 2-0 lead. Bottom half of the third. Coming right after this, you're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. Welcome back to beautiful, normal Illinois, Central Illinois here. That's the one and only Corn Crib. Bottom half of the third. Score remains 2-0 Ground Sloths. Still at the top of the order here. And Joe Clark, he steps in first in the right-handed batter's box. Deverman still on the bump for the Bobcats. The first pitch Clark takes lands in the zone for strike one.
Joe Clark's had a quick start to the summer, batting .316, picking up 6 hits in just 11 games.
0-1 pitch is low for ball 1. Bounces off the ground. Zimmerman tosses it back over to Deverman. We've seen that a lot so far from Deverman. Balls low, either really low, bouncing off the turf, or high and outside the zone. See if you can gather it here. 1-1 pitch. Chopped to the right field, and Joe Clark has a base hit. Gets a hold of that ball right in between first and second. No chance for either guy to play it.
Taylor, to your point, that was a sharply hit ball past the second baseman, Will Vogel, as it 2 hops to the right fielder, Brady Hart, for the second hit of the game for the Ground Sloths. And now it's the shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman, who steps into the right side. He struck out his first time up.
First pitch offered to him is up. Stairs from the zone. Ball 1. And Leo, did you know there's 3 Zimmermans between both these teams?
Andrew Zimmerman, Jake Zimmerman.
And there's another Andrew Zimmerman, I believe. There's 2 Andrew Zimmerman.
Wow.
I don't believe the other guy's starting, but Joe Clark takes off to second, dives in, and the pitch from Zimmerman gets behind, and Clark will take off the third, slide in time, and just like that, a runner in scoring position once more for the Ground Sloths.
Ground Sloths take advantage of Joe Clark's speed. It rushes the throw from the catcher, Jake Zimmerman, and it gets out to Deegan Isles in center field. Nice throw over to third by Isles, but it never reached Lawson Schickel, the third baseman, in time. So Joe Clark taking advantage of the errant throw, and now the infield's in with nobody away.
1-1 pitch, fouled behind for strike 2. And the Ground Sloths have been the most aggressive on the bases, 46 stolen bases. Now 49, including the 3 they have today. First in the league, in the 4-team league. 1-2 pitch, up and outside for ball 2. Count now even at 2.
Nothing wrong with that pitch if you're Braden Deverman. I know it just missed the zone, but it's a good spot to contest the shortstop. Zimmerman just wisely decides to lay off of it, and now it's a 2-2 count.
2-2 pitch is low. Once more, and Joe Clark, hesitant over a third, does not try to take home. As Zimmerman is able to gather that one, as that one awkwardly bounced off the turf.
Yeah, it's a good read by Joe Clark over at third base. That ball popped up right in front of Jake Zimmerman and didn't get too far away from him. If Joe Clark would have come home, he probably would have been out.
The full count pitch. Fly it out behind home plate. The catcher Zimmerman tries to chase after it. Right, super close to the netting. Stays in play for Zimmerman to gather that one for the first out. Much needed out of the inning.
Zimmerman flies out to Zimmerman. How about that? 1 away now in the third. Joe Clark still the runner over at third. Trying to add to this 2-run lead. Infield for the Bobcats still playing in.
Surprisingly, they are playing in as Josh Bass, the last time he was up, homered to right field. They don't believe he can do it again, though.
That one got out of here in a hurry last time.
Second offering to Bass, low for ball 2.
And with that hit, Josh Bass is now looking for his 10th hit of the season, looking to get into that double digits. Big opportunity here.
He's up early versus Deverman. The 2-0 pitch, grounded right down central. Clark will make it home, and Josh Bass gets a single, second single of the inning for the Ground Sloths. That's an RBI single for Josh Bass.
And now Josh Bass is halfway to this cycle. A home run and an RBI single. He's up to 2 RBIs on the day, 2 hits, 5 total bases. And he has the Ground Sloths up 3-0 as the infield returns to its regular positions.
Adin Nieves, number 8 for the Ground Sloths, takes his spot in the batter's box next. First pitch he sees is inside for ball 1.
Nieves only with 5 hits so far this season, looking for his 6th.
1-0 offering is low, bounces off the turf. Pass does not want to head his way over to second. Bobcats were on top of that. See the second baseman heading over to second. No chance for Bass to take second. Everman shakes off the offering, glances over at Bass at first, comes home. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 1.
Big swing there out of the third baseman, Nieves. If you remember last time, he was up. He got hit by a pitch. He stole second, then was thrown out by Zimmerman at third.
2-1 pitch, softly grounded down the third baseline, fouled. Count now even 2-2. That one almost getting into play. I think if you're Nieves there, you would rather that go foul than into play. Could have easily gotten a double play there. Once again, count even 2-2. Everman kicks and fires. Fly it out into right field. And Nieves gets a single, back-to-back singles for the Ground Sloths. A runner in scoring position once again. And Bass at second. Solid hitting so far for the Ground Sloths in the bottom of the third, Score is still 3-0. Ground Sloths looking to get more and more insurance to this lead.
Great barrel there by Nieves. Takes that line drive on the outside half over the second baseman, Will Vogel, and into the glove of the right fielder, Brady Hart. And now the Ground Sloths are putting some together. That's their third hit of the bottom half of this third inning. It started with Joe Clark, the left fielder, and his single. He was brought home by Josh Bass, who had an RBI single. After Andrew Zimmerman, the shortstop, flew out to Jake Zimmerman, the catcher, for the first out of the inning. And now Nieves' single puts on 2. Runners on first and second with only 1 out, and a meeting of the minds on the mound as Braden Deverman is struggling to get his footing here in the third inning.
Conversation has ended, and it looks like Deverman's going to remain on the hill. There is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Bobcats, and number 18, Tommy Burke, who has some experience. A lot of these guys have experience for the Bobcats in the bullpen. Very deep roster. First offering to Gavin Bailey is a huge swing. Let a miss for strike 1. Seen the ball well as Bailey here so far. Last outing walked. Looking to try to load the bases here. That possibly happen again. Second pitch is swung on and missed once more for strike 2, and Bailey being aggressive early versus Deverman.
Bailey likes to attack. That's his approach when he's hitting.
Bailey gets into his stance. Deverman glances over at Bass at first, comes home. Low. Hits the turf, bounces right back to Zimmerman, luckily. Both runners will stay in their respective areas.
Deverman just spiked that one into the catcher, Jake Zimmerman. Now he's got to go with an off-speed pitch, or is he going to challenge him with a fastball? 1-2 count.
That pitch hits the back of Gavin Bailey, and bases will be loaded. And just after a conversation meeting on the hill, there will be one some more. And you got to think with the pitcher warming up in the bullpen, Deverman's night might be done, but conversation is no longer, and he looks to remain on the hill.
Coming into this one, Braden Deverman only hit 1 batter And now he's hit 3 ground sloths so far tonight. As the order turns to the catcher, Tyler Cerna.
First pitch to him is in the zone for strike 1. And if you're Deverman here, just 1 out in the inning, bases are loaded. Get to your good stuff. Get to the stuff you're most confident in. See if that works for you. As once again, ball is low and bounces. Luckily again to the catcher in Zimmerman.
Zimmerman acting like a great brick wall back there, and he needs to with the bases loaded.
1-1 pitch is low and bounces, and Josh Bass is taken off to home, slides in, and is safe. And the base runners rotate as well. Josh Bass will score. Nieves will take third. Gavin Bailey will take second. 2 runners still in scoring position with just 1 out, and now the score 4-0 ground sloths.
Of course, right when I say it is when it gets away from Jake Zimmerman. Regardless, though, that one at the fault of the pitcher, Braden Deverman. Infield in now.
2-1 pitch is low once again. And Deverman attracting the ground here. Not the best thing to do as a pitcher.
No, and I was about to say, to your point, Taylor, the last 2 pitches have yet to reach home plate.
The 3-1 pitch reaches home plate. This time swung on and missed. Gets just a piece. The ball for strike 2. Count now runs full. Deverman here. 2 runners on base. Do not want to load the bases once more, especially in a 4-0 deficit already. Trying to get out as fast as possible. The 3-2 pitch finds the top right corner of the zone for strike 3. And Deverman gets the much-needed K, but that's just the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it might only be the second out, but it's an important one at that, as it's Braden Deverman's 3rd K of the day, and he's had Tyler Cerna's number so far. Cerna, though, does have an RBI, and now it's the second baseman, Gabe Peters.
Peters' first pitch, watches it go past him. Low again for ball 1. This one didn't skip on the ground, but still low. 1-0 pitch. Inside for ball 2, and Peters had to get out of his stance there and move away from it.
That one almost catching the body of Gabe Peters. It would have been Deverman's 4th hit batter of the game.
2-0 offering and swung on and missed. That one was low again, but Peters bites on it.
Have to remain disciplined if you're Gabe Peters. Braden Deverman has been all over the place, already issuing a couple walks and has a few hit by pitches.
2-1 pitch. Fouled behind for ball 2, or excuse me, strike 2. Count even. 2-2. 2 outs.
That one a better pitch, but again, if you're Gabe Peters, the last thing you want to do is help out a struggling pitcher. And he did with swinging at that 3rd pitch of this at-bat. So instead of a 3-1 count, Gabe Peters now has a 2-2 count with 2 outs.
Let's see if he can do something with it here. The pitch lands in the zone for strike 3, and after a struggled inning for Deverman, ends it with 2 strikeouts looking. That's the 3rd out of the inning. Score now, though, 4-0 ground sloths as they score 2 once more for the 2nd inning in a row. Top of the 4th. Coming your way, you're listening to KCL Baseball on No More Corn Belters YouTube. top half of the fourth here. Score 4-0 Ground Sloths. Gabe Sanders has had an excellent day for the Ground Sloths. Battling versus Braden Deverman. Can say that Sanders has won that battle so far, right, Leo?
Oh, he most certainly has. He's only issued 2 walks, and he's got 3 strikeouts to go along with his name. He's also put down the Bobcats 1, 2, 3 in the first and back in the third as he's retired the last 5 batters.
The Bobcats have yet to record a hit as well. Max Willie will try to change that. First pitch to him finds the zone, though, for strike 1.
Willie's first time up, he flew out to the third baseman, Nieves, in foul territory.
0-1 pitch grounded softly to the second baseman, Peters. Throws it over to first. Bass had to step off the bag. And Willie will get to first in time, and just like that, the Bobcats will record their first hit.
If you're Gabe Sanders, you got to be frustrated there. You're also probably frustrated if you're the second baseman, Gabe Peters. You had all the time in the world to get him out, and then you make an errant throw.
First pitch to Sam Mitri is fouled down the right side of the ballpark. Hit that one pretty well. Just needs to find the timing right. It could be dangerous for the Ground Sloths.
Mitri battling through a slow half of the season.
Willie takes off to second. Slides in time. No chance for Willie to get out there. The speedster, steps on second easily. And now a runner in scoring position for the Bobcats as they try to bounce back this 4-0 deficit.
Willie trying to take advantage of that Peters error.
1-1 pitch grounded to the second baseman, and Peters is unable to gather it, and Willie is heading over to home, dives in, and won't be there in time as the throw from second to the catcher in Cerna. Right in time. And the diving effort does not help for Willie. Mitri will take his spot at second with a double. So they get the out, get the runner that was on second for the Bobcats, but now a runner still on second. But like I said, they do get that one out.
It's another error charged to the second baseman, Gabe Peters. He's got to be thankful for his shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman, who was able to track that ball headed towards center and fire out at home.
First pitch to Vogel is fouled high up in the air. First baseman gathers it for the second out. First baseman Bass. Vogel not off to a hot start so far this evening. Struck out looking in his first at bat, then fouled it. Got a weak piece of the ball. Just like that, the Ground Sloths pile on 2 outs. After giving up a single and then a double. Brady Hart will step in, a guy who walked his last outing. Looks like some equipment changes here for the catcher in Cerna.
If you're the second baseman, Gabe Peters, I said it once, I'll say it again. You got to be thankful for Andrew Zimmerman, who fired out Max Willie at home, and now your first baseman, Josh Bass, who came into foul territory to make a nice catch to retire Will Vogel as Brady Hart steps in on the right side.
First pitch. He watches it go past him outside the zone for ball 1.
Brady Hart walked his last time up.
Sanders gets the offering, glances over at second, comes home. 1-0 pitch, lands in the zone for strike 1. We've seen Mitri already aggressive so far as a base runner. With 2 outs now, if this count gets high here, you gotta think he might take off to third. 1-1 pitch, he stays at second. The ball bounces low. Stern is able to gather it. And both these catchers so far tonight doing well with their jobs, keeping, as you said, a brick wall up behind home plate.
It's really important, especially here at the Corn Crib, where there's a lot of foul territory, particularly behind home plate.
Sanders double takes that second. Kingston fires. Upstairs for ball 3, and quickly for Brady Hart, hitter-friendly count here with a runner in scoring position. Three-one pitch. Fouled behind for strike 2, and count runs full for Brady Hart.
Way to bounce back for Gabe Sanders. Now he's got to go to his best pitch here. Should have been out of this inning if it weren't for the back-to-back Gabe Peters errors.
Full count offering, swung on and missed for strike 3. And even after the 2 errors by the second baseman, Peters, the Ground Sloths get out of the inning. And the Bobcats remain scoreless. 4-0 Ground Sloths is your score. After 4.5, we'll have the bottom half of the 4th coming your way. You're listening to KCL Baseball on Normal Corn Belters YouTube.
Back with you in normal for bottom of the 4th action between the Ground Sloths and the Bobcats. It'll be the designated hitter, Braden Windy, set to lead things off for the Ground Sloths. Up 4-0 as Tommy Burke, the left-hander, makes his way to the mound for the first time tonight. Braden Deverman's night is over after 3 innings, allowing 4 runs on 4 hits. Tommy Burke, on the other hand, literally 7.2 innings so far this season and a 0 ERA. He kicks and fires, and this first pitch catches a piece of the outside corner for strike 1.
And a guy who's 3rd on the team in strikeouts with 10, tied 3rd, I should say.
The sidearm fastball is in there for strike 2. 0-2 count now to the DH, Braden Windy, who is hit by a pitch back in the 2nd. The windup and the pitch, the 0-2 sails downstairs for ball 1. 1-2 count.
That one landed outside the zone, but these first 3 pitches we've seen good control over the left-hander and Burke.
The 1-2 just misses high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Braden Windy. Burke working from the windup. That pitch sails outside on him for ball 3. So after being ahead 0-2, the count is now full to the DH, Braden Windy. Burke Steps and fires towards home. It's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Tommy Burke strikes out Windy for his 11th strikeout of the season and the 5th of the game for this Bobcats pitching staff.
I mean, that's the perfect start. If you're a pitcher, Tommy Burke gets the K, first batter faced, and you're working with a 4-0 deficit. The only thing you can do is rack up these outs without giving up any runs, and that's exactly what he did to start off this bottom half of the 4th.
The smaller left-hander in center field today, Logan Rosenthal, now steps in. And this first pitch is high and away for ball 1. Rosenthal grounded out to short to start the day and struck out looking back in the second as he cuts through the second pitch of this at-bat for strike 2. The lefty waggles his bat. Here's the 1-1 offering. It's swung on. He catches a piece of it, but it ends up in the glove of Jake Zimmerman. 1-2 now. The windup and the pitch from Burke. This one on the outside corner for strike 3. 4 strikeouts in a row now for the Bobcats.
Back-to-back strikeouts. First strikeout swinging, second strikeout looking. If you're Burke, you got to have as much confidence in the world right now. Just need one more to end this inning. See if the Bobcats can bounce back and score.
It'll be Joe Clark, the right-hander, who gets hit by a pitch by Tommy Burke. So he reached his last time on with a single, and now Joe Clark gets hit by a pitch. It's the 4th batter of the day hit on this Ground Sloths lineup.
That one was low near the feet of Joe Clark. Not ideal after 2 strikeouts and then a walk, and especially since Joe Clark is now running bases for the Ground Sloths. We've already seen a couple of stolen bases from the guy so far this evening, I should say.
The first pitch is in there for strike 1 to the shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman. Tommy Burke, the lefty, looking back. Clark at first. He'll throw it over there to Sam Mitri. Nothing too exciting.
I think it was one of those throws that is saying, hey, we know what you're trying to do. Like, don't do it. We're here.
The 0-1 is upstairs for ball 1. 1-1 now with 2 outs. Windy started this inning at the plate for the Ground Sloths. He struck out swinging. Rosenthal went down looking. And then Joe Clark was hit by a pitch. Here's the 1-1. And it runs inside for strike 2. Zimmerman not pleased with the call. So he'll gather his thoughts and step back in as he swings his bat around after tapping home plate. The 1-2 swung on and fouled away. 1-2 count now with 2 outs. Joe Clark, the runner, on first. After the left-hander, Tommy Burke, struck out Windy and Rosenthal to start the inning. The 1-2 chopped to the right side and foul. Nice play by the first base coach. Showing off his hands. Zimmerman has struggled so far today. He's 0 for 2, but he's got a runner on here. The 1-2 from Burke. Outside. Down goes the runner. He's there in time. Joe Clark has a stolen base, and it's a 2-2 count now with 2 outs with a runner in scoring position here.
Just as I mentioned, when Joe Clark got on base from the hit by pitch, he's a threat as a base runner. You can see it there. Take second. Multiple stolen bases so far. We're only halfway through this game.
It's Joe Clark's 5th of the season. The 1-2. This one hit to right. It's playable for Brady Hart, the right fielder, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So the Ground Sloths leave one stranded. And through 4, it's all Ground Sloths. 4-0. You're listening to KCL Baseball on the official YouTube of the Normal Corn Belters. After 4 innings of no-hit baseball, Gabe Sanders' day comes to a close. And Taylor, he was nothing short of dominant out there. He picked up 4 strikeouts. He only left a couple of runners on. And he didn't give up a single hit. Replacing him is Leighton Gerdes. Gerdes has had a solid start to his season, both in the field, on the mound, and when it comes to being a hitter. But that's not the only defensive change. Josh Bass now moves from first base to catcher as Tyler Cerna's day is done, and in comes Cameron Crawford to play first base. Your outfield still looks the same with Joe Clark in left, Logan Rosenthal out in center field, and Gavin Bailey, the right fielder. The infield, also the same from left to right. Adon Nieves still at third, Andrew Zimmerman at short, Gabe Peters at second base. 4-0 through 4. Alongside Taylor Hamler, my name is Leo Romano, and we're set for top of the 5th action. Anthony Gura chops this one foul to start off the 5th inning.
The guy in his last outing, Gura, struggling once again. He fouled the first ball he sees, and we saw that in his first at-bat, just not being able to find the right timing.
This one nails Anthony Gura up in the back, so he'll have first base.
We've seen a couple hit by pitches land right in the back of some of these players. It's either right in the back or in the feet area, lower body area. But not a good start if you're Leighton Gerdes. Need a boost of confidence when you're first starting a game, and that's not going to do it for you.
Leighton Gerdes looks back Gura, fires home. This one popped up on the right side, and it'll get out of play. It was Cameron Crawford, the first baseman, who jogged over there before he ran out of room. The catcher Jake Zimmerman is now up to bat. He struck out his first time up. This one is fouled back and away. So Zimmerman's day is actually done. It's Drew Stevens who steps in on the right side. He'll waggle his bat around. Gerdes comes set, comes home, and it's chopped foul yet again by Drew Stevens.
Stevens, 304 average so far. Over halfway through the KCL season. Been pretty consistent in the batter's box for the Bobcats, looking to pile on some runs
The 0-2 laced into left, but Joe Clark, the left fielder, is there to secure out number 1. Anthony Gura will retreat back to first.
You got a good piece of the baseball there, and Stevens just doesn't land in the right spot he wants it to. Clark was right underneath that. He barely had to move.
Now it's the left-handed center fielder Deegan Isles who digs in to the batter's box. Leighton Gerdes fires toward home for strike 1 on the outer half. 0-1 count now to Deegan Isles with 1 away after the Drew Stevens line out to Joe Clark in left. The 0-1 sails high and away for ball 1. Isles grounded out to Gabe Peters, the second baseman, back in the third. From the stretch, a swing and a miss by Isles for strike 2. 1-2 count now to the lefty. The fourth offering is down and away for ball 2. 2-2 count now with 1 out. Bobcats still looking for their first hit of the game. Gerdes delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses low for ball 3. Full count now to the center fielder. Gerdes comes set, looks over, fires it toward home. This ball is inside for ball 4. As Gura took off for second. 2 on now with 1 gone.
Yeah, as mentioned, Gura taking off to second doesn't even matter. He'll take his spot at second anyways. And now 1 runner in scoring position for the Bobcats. A meeting was had on the bump between Bass and Gerdes, but short-lived.
Carter Harris started the day in the 1 hole. But now it'll be Caleb Hackman who's pinch hitting for him. Hackman, the powerful right-hander, leads the team in hits this season as he takes the first breaking ball low and away for ball 1 from Leighton Gerdes. One ball, no strikes, 2 men on, and only 1 out. Gerdes fires toward home, and it's a big swing and a miss out of the pinch hitter, Caleb Hackman, for strike 1.
And this is the guy you want, though, swinging for the Bobcats, especially with 2 runners on base. Hackman has done it all so far this season for the Bobcats.
The 1-1 fastball misses just outside for ball 2.
I was going to say, he has done it all, has a handful of doubles, singles, and 2 home runs, but has struck out 10 times, leads the team.
2 balls, 1 strike. Gerdes looks the runner back at second. It's a swing and a miss for strike 2. 2-2 count now. Gerdes looks back. Gura at second. This ball gets by the third baseman, Adon Nieves. Around third comes one. Around third comes another. This could be an inside the park home run as it got under the glove of the left fielder, but he'll stay at third. 2 RBIs for Caleb Hackman.
And I saw Hackman jogging his way to first. I don't think he thought that was going to get past the left fielder and Clark. But then he saw it and he took off max speed, but I was a little surprised there. He was jogging his way over to first, but
Looked like it would have been a routine play for Joe Clark, and it gets under his glove as the third baseman, Wyatt Roof, now steps in. Roof coming in for Lawson Schickel, who was 0 for 2.
Yeah, new top of the order here for the Bobcats. Trying to see if they can spice things up.
Big swing and a miss on the breaking ball from Wyatt Roof. That last one will go down as a single, so it's the first hit of the game for the Bobcats. But the error by Joe Clark in left brings home 2 runs. As Roof spoils this one away. So despite only having 1 hit, the Bobcats are only down 4-2, and they have a runner on third with 1 gone. Here's the 0-2 from Gerdes. Roof swings on it and sends this one to left. Back at the wall is Clark, and he'll make the catch against the wall. But in comes Caleb Hackman, and it's a 4-3 ball game, Taylor.
And Roof did exactly what he needed to do there. Put the ball in play, a sacrifice fly, brings the runner on third home. And as you mentioned, 4-3 ball game was once a 4-0. Thought the Ground Sloths are going to run away with this one, especially after giving up 2 hits now. And we have a ball game.
Ground Sloths up 4-3. Bobcats turn to bat. It's a big swing from the left fielder, Max Willie, who's batting from the left side. The 0-1 ripped into right. This one's going to get down. Digging for second is Willie. Will he try for third? No. And Max Willie has himself a double for the second hit of the night for the Bobcats. And now a runner just 180 feet away from tying this ball game up.
And just like that, a matter of 2-3 hitters, the Bobcats seemingly have found their rhythm. And honestly, I've always said this in baseball, it takes one hitter, one successful event in the batter's box, and it will pile on. It's the momentum, not even only in baseball, with every sport. We see it here in full display.
Gerdes' first offering to Mitri gets away from the catcher, Josh Bass. So Willie has third now, and that 4th run is just 90 feet away. Leighton Gerdes takes a deep breath, readjusts the hat, and has his right arm swinging on his side. The first offering is up and away and fouled back by Sam Mitri. 1-1 now. 1-1 count still. 2 outs for the hitter, Sam Mitri. The breaking ball is fouled down right into the glove of Josh Bass for strike 2. Good pitch there from Leighton Gerdes.
Very good pitch indeed, as that was like low and outside, but got Sam Mitri to bite on it.
The 1-2 grounded to the left side off the glove of the shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman. And we got ourselves a tie ball game.
That's a difficult play to make by the shortstop, and Zimmerman dives for it. Bounces off his glove, wasn't able to squeeze it, but that one was right in between shortstop and third. And very difficult play. Good effort, though, by the guy. Did you mention? Sam Mitri will head over to first, and there will be discussion between the Ground Sloths manager and the infielders, and Leighton Gerdes, who hasn't had the best start so far for the Ground Sloths.
No, he came in for Gabe Sanders, who had a no-hitter going against the Bobcats through 4. And now we find ourselves in a 4-4 tie with Sam Mitri, the runner, on first, and Will Vogel, the second baseman, coming to the plate for his 3rd time tonight. He struck out looking back in the 2nd and then flew out to the first baseman in the 4th.
And there is a pitcher warming up for the Ground Sloths and Parker Eichhorst.
We've seen a lot of Eichhorst this year. He's been a steady arm. The first offering to Vogel gets away from Josh Bass, but Not enough for Mitri to take off, so he'll stay put over at first. Gerdes comes set and fires to home. A major league pop-up on the left side. Drifting over is the third baseman, Nieves, and he'll make the catch.
Good out there to end it. And good effort by Nieves and the third baseman. And it's a good way to end the inning if you're Gerdes after not giving up more. There was a runner on first base, but not after they score 4, Leo.
Through 5, well, through 4.5, it's 4-4. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back inside the Corn Crib here in Normal, Illinois, alongside Taylor Hamler. I'm Leo Romano. We're set for bottom of the 5th action as Tommy Burke, the left-hander, takes the mound, and his first pitch into the left-handed first baseman, Josh Bass, is a strike.
Josh Bass, you mentioned home run for the Ground Sloths and then an RBI single.
Bass has had a good day so far. 5 total bases as he takes a ball high and away.
Just need a double and a triple to get the cycle.
The third pitch is inside for another ball. Pitching around to Josh Bass is Tommy Burke. Catching for Tommy Burke now is Drew Stevens, who's replaced Zimmerman, and Wyatt Roof is the third baseman. As the fourth pitch of this at-bat sails high and away for ball 3. 3-1 the count now to the first baseman, Josh Bass. Burke comes home, and this one's high and inside for ball 4. Josh Bass will be awarded first base.
Josh Bass, excellent so far this evening. Mentioned home run, RBI, now walk. Getting on base in each of his at-bats. Good way to start off the inning for the Ground Sloths after giving up 4 and letting the Bobcats tie this one. Want to retake the lead, and that's a good start to do so.
And Nieves has also had a good game so far. He was hit by pitch. Also had a single and has a stolen base. The first pitch to him is high and outside for ball 1. Burke had a good first inning, didn't let up any hits. Here he is in his second inning of work, and he fires home a strike on the bottom half of the zone to Nieves. From the stretch, another ball. Tommy Burke working quickly. Looks the runner back at first and gets Nieves to cut through that one. 2-2 count now. Nobody out. Bass the runner on first. 4-4 ball game. Burke comes home, and it's strike 3. Nieves gets tied up on a pitch inside, and he'll make his way to the dugout as the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
That was in the inside corner of the zone there. Great placement by Burke to get Nieves looking for the K.
And now he has to retire Bailey, who checks his swing for ball 1. Gavin Bailey has reached safely both times. He was walked in the second and then hit by a pitch in the third. Burke comes home with another fastball. This one's way outside to the left-hander Bailey. 2-0 count now with one away. Josh Bass still the runner at first after opening up the inning with a walk. Kicks and fires. And it's swung on and fouled behind us for strike 1. Gavin Bailey entering today, batting .286. Here's the 2-1. It's a hair inside for ball 3. 3-1 count now with one gone. Tommy Burke trying to work around a leadoff walk. Here's the pitch, and it swung through for strike 2. Full count now to Gavin Bailey.
Good pitch right there by Burke. Second time he's gotten Bailey to swing on it. 2 big swings by Bailey, 2 misses.
Here's the payoff pitch. It's high and away for ball 4. Josh Bass walks, and now Gavin Bailey does 2 on with 1 out. As Cameron Crawford will step to the plate.
And a runner in scoring position for the Ground Sloths as they try to retake what was once a 4-0 lead. Cameron Crawford takes Tyler Cerna's position. Cerna grounded to shortstop in his first outing, then struck out looking in his second.
He almost gets hit by a pitch here is Cameron Crawford. He thought it hit him, but it didn't catch a piece. 1-0. Cameron Crawford with the red bat and the red helmet. Burke kicks and fires toward home for strike 1. That fastball right down the middle to Cameron Crawford. Burke looks the runner back, kicks and fires again, and cut through for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bass the runner on second, Bailey on first. They've both reached via the walk. The 1-2 cut through, and now we got a pickle on the right side. And it'll be a strike him out. Tag him out potentially. Finally does. That one goes down as a 6-3-4-2-4.
I always love when that happens in baseball. I think it's so funny to watch them go back and forth like that.
A double play will end the 5th. We're tied at 4 here at the Corn Crib. After Leighton Gertis gave up 4 back in the top of the 5th to even this game out at 4 apiece, his day is now done as the Ground Sloths turn it over to the tall right-hander, number 9, Parker Eichhorst.
Eichhorst, a guy very familiar pitching this season for the Ground Sloths. Leads the team in innings pitched with exactly 11.1. 13 strikeouts and 4 walks for the guy. Very consistent so far in his outings. Looking to build off of this good season.
And Brady Hart is standing in the right-handed batter's box. He swings on this first pitch. It's a high pop-up to left field, and Joe Clark camps under it for out number 1. Anthony Gura, the shortstop, will now dig in for the Bobcats, looking to take their first lead of the game. Gura grounded into a fielder's choice back in the 2nd, and then was hit by a pitch back in the 5th, ended up rounding the bases as he lifts the first pitch into shallow right. It's the second baseman who tries to make his way all the way over down the line. He won't catch it. It goes off of his glove, and it's a foul ball. So Anthony Gura will get another chance at it.
Surprised the first baseman in Crawford didn't attempt to go after that one. Second baseman, that's a long trip to head over there and try to grab that ball. But the first baseman probably had a better chance of grabbing that one. Difficult spot, though, in the field.
Almost 2 pitches and 2 outs for Parker Eichhorst. Instead, Anthony Gura gets a second chance. And the second pitch to Gura is low and away for ball 1. 1-1 count now with 1 away after Brady Hart opened this inning with a fly ball to left. Here's the 1-1, and it's chopped foul. Drew Stevens tries to make a play on it in the on-deck circle, and he'll fire it to Parker Eichhorst.
This is Eichhorst's 6th appearance so far this season. Now leads the team in appearances. The 1.9 ERA.
The windup and the pitch fouled away again. Still 1-2. Gura was the first run of the game for the Bobcats. After he scored, Isles also scored, Hackman also scored, and Max Willie was the final run. Here's the 1-2. Lace to left. Joe Clark is there to make the catch for out number 2. It's been a busy inning out there in left field for Joe Clark. And now Drew Stevens will have his first go at it against Parker Eichhorst. He lined out to Joe Clark his last time up. Stevens is in for Jake Zimmerman, who started the day behind home plate. And the first pitch to him is inside for ball 1.
Your Eichhorst here, after giving up 2 flyouts, 2 quick outs. Have 1 more left to finish this inning. Maintain the 4-4.
1
Tie.
ball, no strikes. This one hit. Almost a great play by the second baseman, Gabe Peters. But it'll come down in right field, and it'll be a 2-out single for Drew Stevens. Almost an incredible catch from Gabe Peters.
He made that Michael Jordan jump man sign there. Touched the leather, bounced off of it, though. If he was a little taller, maybe he would have gathered that one. But Stevens takes his spot at first, and could have been the 3rd out. It's now runner on base and 2 outs still for the Bobcats.
Eichhorst will check in on Stevens. And now he goes home. And it's low for ball 1. Deegan Isles is in on the left side right now, sporting the number 8. He grounded out to the second baseman, Gabe Peters, his first time up in the third, and back in the fifth, he walked and scored. The 1-0 is high and away for ball 2. No wind today. Pretty calm afternoon here in Normal. Sun beaming on this AstroTurf field. Course fires toward home, and this one's fouled away. 2-1 now with 2 outs. Drew Stevens, the runner on first in the top of the 6th. Isles wiggles the bat. Course checks in on Stevens. Stevens takes off. This one fouled away by Isles, so Stevens will have to go back to first.
Not surprised Steven tried to take off there anyways. 2 outs. 2 strike count. Got to be aggressive here for the Bobcats, trying to gain back that lead. Try to get a runner in scoring position. This count reaches full. I expect him to go off to second once more.
Deegan Isles has already reached safely once. Can he reach safely again? Here's the 2-2 from Eichhorst. Runner goes. This one outside. The throw down is not in time. Full count now with Drew Stevens stealing second.
I didn't expect him to go there after trying to go right before, but he does it anyway and gets there safely.
Parker Eichhorst comes set, looks over at Stevens at second. He's dancing. Comes home. This one on the inside corner for strike 3. Deegan Isles is fooled by the fastball, and that'll do it for the top half of the 6th. The Bobcats leave one on, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th, all knotted up at 4. You're listening to some KCL baseball on the official YouTube of the Normal Corn Belters. The left-hander, Tommy Burke, set for his 3rd inning of work after pitching around a formidable Ground Sloths lineup back in the 4th and in the 5th. He's already got 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, a hit by pitch, but has yet to let up a run. And it's because of him that the Bobcats have remained in this game. It's 4-4 as we kick off the bottom of the sixth with the right-hander, Gabe Peters, who loops this one to the first baseman, and it's easy work for Sam Mitri for out number one.
That's exactly what you want for Burke. After 2 really good innings for the guy, and then weakly hit ball to first. Easy routine plate for the first baseman and Mitri, and 1 up, 1 down quickly.
It'll bring up the right-hander, Braden Windy. The DH has already been hit by a pitch and struck out earlier today. The fastball is on the outside corner for strike one. Braden Windy been struggling this season, but turning it around as of late. The fastball to him misses outside for ball one. 1-1 count now with 1 out after the Gabe Peters lead-off pop-out to Sam Mitri at first. Here's the 1-1. Windy tries to hold his swing, but he doesn't. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The left-hander Burke deals, and it's fouled right above us to stay alive. Braden Windy with the teal bat and the purple helmet. Here's the 1-2. Just outside for ball 2. Drew Stevens tried to sell it, almost went down to Wyatt Roof over at third to start the around the horn. Instead, he'll fire it back to Burke. And now Burke comes home, and it's going to just miss the batter for ball 3. Full count now for Braden Windy after being down 0-2.
Great chance for the designated hitter to get one into play here.
Here's the payoff pitch. It's lined right off of Tommy Burke. He's going to have to slide to get to that ball, but it won't matter as it'll be a 1-out single for the DH, Braden Windy. That ball was hit hard right back at the pitcher.
In those instances, it's very difficult for the pitcher. I mean, you don't really expect it to hit hit in his knee area, and it bounces off of him. And those plays, it's very hard to gather it and then toss it over to first. You rarely see it happen, but a good hit by Braden Windy gets his first hit of the evening. A much-needed hit for the Ground Sloths. 6th hit of the game.
Drew Stevens, kind enough to check in on his pitcher. Tommy Burke shakes him off. He says, "I'm okay. Time for me to face Logan Rosenthal." And the first offering to him is fouled off for strike 1. Logan Rosenthal stands in on the left side. He's playing center field today, but he's struggling at the plate. 0 for 3 so far. 2 strikeouts looking, and then the ground out to Anthony Gurr, the shortstop. Tommy Burke goes over to Sam Mitri at first to check in on Braden Windy, but Windy will slide back in time. Here comes the 0-1, line to left, and it's just going to drift foul.
Rosenthal got a piece of that baseball, but as you said, just drifts foul. Seen a couple times now from the Ground Sloths where they had good contact with it, just haven't been able to keep it in play, and that would have been a disaster for the Bobcats if it were to stay in play.
Logan Rosenthal with the runner Braden Windy on first has a chance to take the lead. The windup and the pitch is high and away from Tommy Burke. 1-2 count now, with 1 away after the Gabe Peters fly out to first to start off the inning. Here's the 1-2. It's on the outside corner for strike 3.
Beautiful.
And it's the 5th strikeout of the night for Tommy Burke.
Beautiful placement by Tommy Burke. As you mentioned, 5th strikeout of the game. He is absolutely dealing for the Bobcats, and especially what the Bobcats needed to bounce back from Deverman's pitching performance. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing for his team.
And a night to forget if you're Logan Rosenthal. 0 for 4 now with 3 strikeouts looking as Joe Clark watches the first pitch of his at-bat fly high for ball 1. Joe Clark had a busy top half of the inning in left. And he's been good at the plate already with the single today. The second pitch from Burke runs inside for ball 2. 2-0, 2 outs. Braden Windy still the runner on first after his 1-out single. The 2-0 is inside again to Joe Clark for ball 3. 3-0 the count. 2 outs. Tommy Burke comes set from the belt. Deals toward home for strike 1. A fastball down the middle.
If you're Joe Clark, you gotta expect that ball right there. I mean, 3-0 count. You're gonna see one right down the middle. I'm surprised they didn't chop at that one.
The 3-1 just catches a piece of the low inside corner. Joe Clark didn't like the call, but he'll remain in there for the full count. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Burke comes home. It's low for ball 4. 2 men on now with 2 away. And it'll bring up the shortstop in Andrew Zimmerman, who's 0 for 3 tonight, Taylor.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time for him to get that first hit of the game. 1 runner in scoring position, a runner on first, and tie ball game. Looks like there's going to be a meeting once more on the bump between the manager of the Bobcats and Tommy Burke.
This is the first time tonight Tommy Burke has ran himself into any sort of trouble. His evening started in the 4th with the Bobcats already down 4-0. He struck out Braden Windy, the DH, and then got Logan Rosenthal looking. And then after hitting Joe Clark by a pitch, caught Andrew Zimmerman to fly out to right last time up. Back in the 5th, he had a couple strikeouts. One was a strike him out, throw him out. It was a nice play by Drew Stevens. He threw it down to Sam Mitri, and then the infield had fun, retiring Gavin Bailey in a pickle. And now with 2 outs, he comes home, and Zimmerman swings through the first one for strike 1. That was a nice fastball out of the arm of Tommy Burke, but Zimmerman caught a piece of it and fouled it behind him. Tommy Burke ahead 0-1 in the count now with 2 runners on. Trying to keep this a tie ball game. It runs inside and it catches the elbow of Andrew Zimmerman, so the bases will be loaded now for the Ground Sloths. And it's Josh Bass who will step up to the plate. He already has a home run tonight and an RBI single, as well as a walk.
He could absolutely crack this game wide open for the Ground Sloths and possibly put the foot down for the W if a grand slam were to happen. Not good here for Burke. He said first time he's getting himself into trouble after giving up a walk and then hit by a pitch. That one looks a little wild coming out the arm there. And then once again, another mound visit will be happening. Looks like there's some action over at the bullpen for the Bobcats, and it does look like Tommy Burke's day will be done. New pitcher for the Bobcats will be number 4, Braden Main. Guy who has seen it so far this season, 10 innings pitched, 3 appearances, making his 4th appearance. Has started a game so far, 1.4 ERA. Looking to close this one off and have the Bobcats on the field trying to take away this tie ball game and end up winning it.
Maine's last time out was over the weekend where he went 7 innings of scoreless baseball. Maine's stuff looked good all night. Through those 7 innings, Taylor, only 60 pitches. Talk about a pitcher who pitches to contact.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you said 7 innings pitched. He could go ways, and that's exactly what you want in a pitcher, especially for the KCL. These games are only 7 innings, but if you can get a guy who can do it all, you won't have to wear out and have more tired arms because these games usually play back-to-back-to-back for the KCL. Don't have a lot of time to rest, and Braden Main's obviously proved that in his last outing over the weekend. Looking to prove it once more. This will be the 3rd pitcher for the Bobcats, and 3 pitchers allowed for each team in each game. So if Braden Main, he's got to be the one to finish this one off for the Bobcats. No one else will be able to replace him.
Maine comes in.
Saw him warming up in the bullpen with a little bit of urgency. And you saw him throw a couple balls, and now I think he's ready to go, Leo.
Braden Main is ready to go as Josh Bass steps in for the 4th time today. Already a home run and a single to his name. He also walked his last time up. The first pitch for Maine is in there for strike 1. It's a fastball on the outside corner, and that's exactly where you need to place it when you have a formidable hitter like Josh Bass staring you down from just 60 feet 6 inches. Braden Main looks back at the runner on second and comes home and gets a big swing and a miss out of the first baseman, Josh Bass. Quickly ahead 0-2 is Braden Main with the bases loaded.
Perfect start for Braden Main. One solid pitch for the guy will end this inning with no harm caused.
Bass patiently waits from home. Here's the 0-2 from Maine, and it's spoiled away by Bass to stay alive. Still an 0-2 count with 2 outs, and the bases jammed for the Ground Sloths. Here in the bottom of the 6th in a tie ball game. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Braden Main punches out Josh Bass in a huge spot here in the bottom of the 6th. Holy moly, Taylor. How about that from Braden Main?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned he had a perfect performance in his last outing, and he does it once more. Bases loaded. Ends it on a strikeout, swinging, excuse me. And the score remains tied 4-4.
That's right. 6 innings in the books here of Game 1 of our doubleheader for the Kernels Collegiate League. And we're all tied at 4 going into the 7th as Parker Eichhorst, the right-hander, will return to the mound for the Ground Sloths for his 2nd inning of work. Now, Taylor, we're in a very interesting spot here. We haven't had a tied ball game in the Kernels Collegiate League since opening day, where you and I were both on the call. It was between the Prairie Flamingos, your favorite team from what I hear, and the Ground Sloths. 140 swings were taken in that home run derby, and none, zero, nada, zilch, were put over the fence. We had to end in a rock, paper, scissors battle. Remember that?
Yes, I do, very much indeed. It's very interesting. I thought, we talked about it, we thought a couple balls went over the fence for a home run, and then we saw nothing was happening down the field until both teams came to the bump and started playing rock, paper, scissors. I believe it was best out of 3, and the Flamingos ended up taking the W. But like you mentioned, haven't seen a home run derby so far. A lot of these KCL games have been, some of them have been close, but a lot of them have been pretty high-scoring games, and interested to see if we get the second home run derby tonight. Maybe both of us have like the home run derby, like, what do you call it? You know that word that I'm talking about? Like the
I'm trying to think of the word. I know exactly what you're talking about. Some would call it a blessing. Others would call it a curse to call a home run derby.
see if the Bobcats here can bounce back. I mean, they're the defending champions. They're first in the league. They don't want Ground Sloths chasing after them because they're second in the league.
And it's Caleb Hackman set to lead things off. He takes a big swing and cuts through the first offering from Parker Eichhorst for strike one. Caleb Hackman back in the fifth had an RBI single for his 16th hit of the season, 5 more than any other of his Bobcats teammates. The 0-1 is a breaking ball low and away for ball one. 1-1 the count now to Caleb Hackman, who back in the fourth came in to replace the DH Carter Harris. From the windup, Eichhorst fires a ball down low. And now finds himself behind in the count, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eichhorst from the belt deals a fastball in the bottom of the zone for strike 2. 2-2 count now with nobody out in the top of the seventh. All knotted up at 4. The 11-4 Bobcats looking to take their first lead of the game. Hackman fouls it off, 2-2 still. For Hackman, this is his 14th game of the season and his 54th plate appearance of the summer. With 16 hits, he's batting well above .440. Here's the 2-2. It's chopped to the right side, but foul.
Luckily for Caleb Hackman that was fouled, or that would have been a routine play to first in the first out of the inning. But Hackman has already seen the ball well so far in his last outing. Sliced one down to left field and scored in 2. For the Bobcats, see if he can do it once more or even get on base. Be good for these Bobcats.
Here's the 2-2 from Eichhorst. Hackman sends this one to center. It's high and deep, but playable for the center fielder, Logan Rosenthal. And he'll camp under it for out number 1. It's a long first out to Caleb Hackman, but an out nonetheless. And it'll bring up the third baseman, Wyatt Roof, who again came in for Lawson Schickel back in the fourth. The first offering is lined back up the middle. It'll get down in front of the center fielder, Logan Rosenthal, for a 1-out single. And Wyatt Roof is aboard for the Bobcats.
Good piece of hitting right there. 1 pitch, 1 swing. Didn't waste any time, Roof there. And that, he has 7 hits during the season. 7 singles now for the guy.
The lefty left fielder, Max Willie, will now step in. He doubled his last time up. Parker Eichhorst working from the stretch now. His first one is a breaking ball that bounces in the dirt for ball 1. Before the double, Max Willie was 0 for 2, but reached on an error by the second baseman, Gabe Peters. He also stole a base, but then was thrown out at home by the shortstop, Andrew Zimmerman. 1 ball, no strikes. From the stretch again is Eichhorst. This one on the outside corner, called strike 1. That's an important pitch for Eichhorst to get that call from the home plate umpire. 1-1 with 1 out. 4-4 ball game. Eichhorst looks the runner. Roof back at first. And now he'll come home with it. And there's a time call. Max Willie called a time in the nick of time. Almost mid-windup, though. We'll see how Parker Eichhorst responds. Still looking back Roof at first. He comes home. This pitch low for ball 2. 2-1 count now with 1 out in the top of the 7th. The wind has stayed still for pretty much the entire game, picking up now. As you can see here in the stadium, the American flag ripping from right to left. This one cut through by Max Willie to even out the count at 2. The Bobcats were down 4-0 and then rallied in the 5th after Gabe Sanders' day was done to tie it back up at 4. No score since the top of the 5th. The 2-2 outside to Max Willie for ball 3. Full count now with 1 gone and 1 on.
Seeing the ball very well, Willie, he is right now, and gotta get on base. It's our number 1 priority. Or launch it outside the ballpark.
Here's the payoff pitch from Eichhorst. A swing and a miss for strike 3. And that's a huge second out for number 9.
It is indeed. That was a big swing by Willie there. Very confident swing as well. He thought he had that one. Great placement there by Eichhorst. A much needed out. 1 more to end this inning and try to take this one.
Sam Mitri, the right-hander, is now the batter for the Bobcats. He had an RBI single his last time up. 2 outs now. Roof still the runner on first. Eichhorst looks him back and fires toward home. And the first pitch to the right-handed Sam Mitri is fouled back for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Wyatt Roof, the runner on first after his 1-out single. Parker Eichhorst trying to shut the door here in the top of the 7th to set up for a possible ground Sloths walk-off. The 0-1. Line to left. This ball has a chance, and it's off the glove of the left fielder, Joe Clark. 1 run's going to come in, and it'll be an RBI double for Sam Mitri, as Joe Clark is still down, writhing in pain on the warning track in left field. He had a scary moment as he went up and almost made an unbelievable play, but instead, he's the man down and left, and he'll receive some attention from his teammates.
Yeah, and when you're left fielder there trying to chase after the ball and make the 3rd out of the inning for your team, you don't think about what's behind you necessarily, and he rammed right into the wall. Almost caught the ball, and I think he would have caught the ball if not for the wall. The impact made the baseball drop from his glove, and he seems to be doing all right as the Bobcats general manager checks up on him. So does his outfielders he's playing with today.
Sam Mitri delivers with his 2nd RBI of the day for the Bobcats to give them their first lead of the game in the top of the 7th. It's 5-4 in favor of your defending KCL champions. And now it'll be the second baseman and right-handed batter, Will Vogel, with a chance to even extend this 5-4 Bobcat lead.
Yeah, you still got a runner in scoring position if you're the Bobcats. Yeah, there's 2 outs, but you've already done damage with the 2 outs. Icorst was dealing until that huge hit to left field, and I'm sure Icorst, with the experience he has so far this season, he's going to wipe that one off and move on.
Joe Clark almost made an unbelievable play at the wall. Instead, it goes down as an RBI double for Sam Mitri. Will Vogel now steps in to face the right-handed Parker Icorst, and this first pitch is down and away for ball 1.
Vogel, a guy who's 0 for 3 so far this evening. Looking to add on to this 1-score lead.
To your point, a quiet day at the plate. He struck out looking and has flown out twice. 1 ball, no strikes. Icorst looks the runner back and comes home. This one bounces ways away from the catcher. Thinking about coming home from second base is Sam Mitri, but he'll stay put at third.
A wild pitch there by Icorst. Catcher in Bass had no chance of even gathering that one. Mitri now 90 feet away from scoring their second run of the inning and tallying up this insurance.
Bobcats looking for all the insurance runs they can get. Up 5-4 now here in the top of the 7th with 2 gone. And a 2-0 count to Will Vogel. The windup and the pitch from Icorst is down and away, but it catches a piece of the zone for strike 1.
That was the bottom right corner of the zone there. Just gets a piece of it. Good placement there by Icorst.
Icorst winds, and this one chopped foul. Will Vogel now faces a 2-2 count with 2 outs in a 1-run ball game.
Got to be very cautious here if you're Icorst and the catcher. Got to be on the same page here. You can't let a ball get behind and Mitri score.
Mitri, the runner on third, 90 feet away from making this a 6-4 ball game. Icorst delivers a breaking ball for ball 3. Full count now.
Just seems that for the ground sloths and Icorst, this inning won't end. This inning probably feels forever for them, but it could end right here.
The payoff pitch on the outside corner for strike 3. Parker Icorst, despite giving up 1 run, gets himself out of a little jam, but not before the Bobcats take their first lead of the game. So we'll head to the bottom half of the 7th with the ground sloths down 5-4. They need 1 to tie and force a home run derby, 2 to win. We'll be back after this. Back with you at the Corn Crib alongside Taylor Hamler. I'm Leo Romano, and we're set for bottom of the 7th action. Braden Main, the pitcher out there for the Bobcats, And the first pitch, Zeta Nieves gets down, but it's in foul territory. Cameron.
Dimitri almost gathered that one in his glove. It was a second, a hair too late. And that would have been huge for the Bobcats. One pitch and one out, but we'll do it once more, and Nieves will walk back and grab his bat and try to put one into play this time.
Nieves was hit by a pitch back in the second. He then stole second, but was thrown out by Zimmerman, going for third. He then singled back in the third as he takes ball one. So 1-1 count now with nobody out for Nieves, with the Ground Sloths down one. He'll hit this one sharply to Will Vogel at second, and he'll fire it over to Dimitri in time for out number one.
Braden Main, after giving up absolutely nothing, a donut for the Ground Sloths, and then a routine play to second. Weak contact, getting into play, and just like that, one up, one down, two more, and they got this ball game. They're heading home with the victory.
Braden Main has been exceptional his last two times out. We mentioned already his 60-pitch, 7-inning complete game and a shutout win.
Not to mention, he's not even listed as a pitcher on the Bobcats roster. He's listed as an outfielder, utility player at his best for the Bobcats.
The first pitch to the left-hander, Gavin Bailey, gets away from him for ball one. 1-0 count, one out after the Nieves ground out to second. This one's grounded back up the middle. Will Vogel's there across his body, makes the throw over to first, got him! What a play by Will Vogel, who's single-handedly keeping the lead.
Yeah, beautiful play there by the second baseman. Two balls directed right towards his way. That one a lot closer, or a lot farther away, excuse me. He had to jog after that one. Gathers it, pitches over in time, just in time, beats the runner. Just like that, 2 outs.
The first pitch to Cameron Crawford is taken for ball one. Cameron Crawford came in for the catcher, Tyler Cerna, to play first base as Josh Bass was then moved to behind home plate. And he'll cut through this one for strike one. 1-1 count now with 2 outs after Will Vogel over at second base retired both Nieves and Bailey to start off this inning. The 1-2. Driven to left. This one has a chance. It's off the foul pole. A home run. Some confusion on the field, but that'll tie it up. How about that, Taylor?
What an interesting placement there. He hits the pole, and I think the Bobcats thought that stayed in play, and that wasn't considered a home run. But what a hit by Cameron Crawford, who hasn't been having himself a day, and then launches one into left field, just stays in play, and we have a tie ball game.
Things were going well all night for Braden Main, and all it took was one pitch, and Cameron Crawford sent it yard off the foul pole in left field to tie this game up at 5. And now Gabe Peters, the second baseman, steps in on the right side. He's one swing away from winning this ball game as he'll take strike one on the inside corner. Wow. Cameron Crawford comes through for the Ground Sloths. And the 0-1 gets away from Braden Main to draw the count even at 1 apiece.
That's hard for Braden Main here. He got to bounce back after 2 quick ground outs and then letting off a home run that just stayed in play. Got to think, you're 1 out away. You're up in the count here early, 0-1. You can't let this slip away from you.
The 0-1 from Maine. Rolled over left side, and it'll eke foul. 0-2 now. Braden Main from the belt. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs. For a ball, 3-1. 2-2. Oh my gosh. Here's the 2-2. Rolled over. This is going to be a tough play for Wyatt Roof, the third baseman. And the throw gets away from him. Heading over to the dugout. But staying at first is Gabe Peters. One aboard now with 2 gone. And the ground sloths now have a real chance to walk it off.
And they got a guy in Braden Windy, designated hitter tonight. Bottom of the order for the ground sloth, singled in his last outing, but that ball was hit softly. Hard play by the third baseman. Had to run after it first and then slice it over to first, and just not in time. Notre had to step off the bag.
The first pitch to Braden Windy is cut through for strike 1. Braden Windy already with a single and a hit by pitch on the day. This one chopped foul on the left side. Quickly, it's 0-2. Braden Main, 1 strike away from sending this to a home run derby. He'll fire over to first to check in on Gabe Peters, who's in there standing. Here's the 0-2 from Maine. This one spoiled away on the right side. Windy stays alive.
This count works up. I expect Gabe Peters to steal and be aggressive here for the ground sloths. I mentioned ground sloths top in the league in stolen bases.
Maine comes home with the 0-2. Ripped into left, and it's foul. Windy just a little early on it.
Yeah, just a hair early there for Windy. If that would have stayed in play, I think the ground sloths would have got in Peters at least a third or even home.
The 0-2 in there for strike 3. But it's dropped by Stevens, but no problem for the catcher as he fires it to Sam Mitri in time. We got extras, which means we have a home run derby coming your way from the Corn Crib. Wow. Just our 3rd game together, and we're fortunate enough to have a second. That's right, a second swing off. How about that?
And the first one is, we didn't really know the rules of the game. We didn't even know it was going to end in rock, paper, scissors. I imagine with the amount of contact that both these teams have hit today, I imagine that this is going to end in a home run derby, but you never know. But both these teams have racked up some insanely hot hits. And the guy that I think is going to be starting off for the ground sloths is number 12. He's wearing his cowboy hat. Number 12 and Josh Bass. Makes a lot of sense. He has the 1 of 2 home runs for the ground sloths. The ground sloths were last in home runs with 4 coming into this game, and they cut that in half and get 2 more in one game. So now I have 6 home runs.
Now, Taylor, this is the first time that the Bobcats have been involved in a home run derby. When that came back on opening day, it was between the ground sloths and the Prairie Flamingos. So the ground sloths are familiar with this. But again, right, they took 70 swings as a team, and none of them left the ballpark.
And it looks like Casey is going to be heading his way and grabbing a bat and taking field for the home run derby. Actually, have no idea what he's doing, but I think he might be gathering baseballs. That's the only thing I can think of.
The Blue Caps and the Prairie Flamingos are set to play 20 to 30 minutes after this one ends. Both those teams sitting down at the picnic tables out in right center underneath our scoreboard, patiently waiting for this one to end. But it'll be some time before it does, as we need to get everything in place for this home run derby. We need to get our pitchers on both sides settled down. We need our balls in the infield. We need to get a cage out just to make sure that, not a cage, but the L screen out for our pitchers to make sure they don't get hurt. Bit of a process here. But when we return, we'll have the home run derby coming your way next.
Welcome back to Normal, Illinois. Home run derby for the second time so far. Late in the KCL season, we were due for one, and we finally have one. The visiting team, the Bobcats, will start it off, and Caleb Hackman, as he warms up his swing, gets a few practice ones in, and we got people from left to right shagging balls in the outfield. Big Mike, Oliver, and KC from left to right. First swing for Hackman. Does an attempt. Next is grounded. Didn't get a good piece of that one. Fly it out into left field. It might drop outside, and it will. And just like that, 3 throws in. Bobcats have 1 home run. Hackman, a guy who has 2 home runs in play so far this season. Ties his team in home runs. Getting a good few pieces of the ball here starting off. I believe each team has 12 swings.
I think it's 10.
10. Okay.
And it's a sudden death shootout. So Caleb Hackman already has 1 home run, which means the first ground sloth hitter will need one of his own to extend the home run derby.
Caleb Hackman is attracting the left field. So far, all balls going that way. Time's up to swing a little bit more. He might send one right down central. He does so with the next pitch he offers.
They're going with metal bats here in extra time. And it's already made a difference.
Leo, if you went out there and you grabbed a metal bat, would you think you would be able to hit one over the fence?
I might be able to get one out. I think it would take more than 10 swings.
Okay. Hackman flies this one out deep, but I don't think it's going to reach. About 10, 15 more feet.
That was close.
It was close. It bounced over the back, but 1 home run so far. And that'll be it for Caleb Hackman. Next will be the Ground Sloths' turn.
And they'll turn to Josh Bass, who already has a home run here tonight. His home run came back in the second. It was a solo shot to lead things off. He's one of 2 ground sloths today who hit a home run. Obviously, Cameron Crawford's came back with 2 gone in the bottom of the 7th. What a clutch home run that was. The first swing out of Josh Bass is fouled away back toward the Bobcat dugout. Here's a swing and a drive. This one deep to right center. And it'll 1-hop to the wall. On a similar line to deep right center over the head of Oliver, and it bounces over the fence. So 2 warning track balls in a row, and then a line drive that would have been over the second baseman's head for his 5th swing. And his 6th swing is fouled into the catcher's glove. Bass still has a chance, has a few more swings to work with. Didn't like the last pitch, so he let it go. Likes this one, but it's popped up to shallow center. Only a couple more hacks left for Josh Bass to extend this home run derby. And he doesn't do it there. A couple more swings. This pitch outside. Josh Bass waiting for his pitch. This ball laced into right. Get out. Oh, it doesn't. It 1-hops over, though. So he's got 1 swing left. The Bobcats can feel it. Josh Bass watches this one go on the outside corner. Here's the next pitch. Driven to center. But it doesn't get out. The corn crib keeps it in. So now he's officially down to 1 more swing, we believe. And it's a good one. High and deep to right. But it's short. And that'll do it. The Bobcats win this one off the bat of Caleb Hackman.
It's tough right there from Josh Bass. You saw about 3 or 4 balls almost bounce over a fence, but in the warning tracks, and Bobcats take this one and remain at the top in the league in the KCL.
Bobcats will improve to 12-4. And that Cameron Crawford home run that tied things up in the bottom of the 7th doesn't matter anymore. For a moment, it was one of the more clutch swings we've seen this summer at the Corn Crib. At the end of the day, though, Taylor, it's all for naught as Caleb Hackman goes yard in the first round of the Home Run Derby to capture a dozen wins now on the season through just 16 games for this Bobcat squad. And with 2 weeks before the playoffs, you got to imagine that they're in a very comfortable spot to finish in that number 1 seed as they try to defend their championship title from last season.
For sure, and I honestly have to say that one is probably the most interesting, most eventful game I have called so far this season. It's going to be hard to top that one the last 2-3 weeks. Maybe the playoffs will have something in the future, but until then, about 20-25 minutes from now, the Prairie Flamingos and the Blue Caps will end the day off in the second game of the doubleheader. That will be here on Normal Corn Belters YouTube. You can find it directly on this link. Stay tuned for that one, though.
And Taylor, before we sign off, I think we can both agree that we're very grateful that this game ended only after 20 swings versus the 140 swings that we saw in the Home Run Derby back in the opener.
100%. We actually have a winner now. I think the one that went to rock, paper, scissors ended up in a tie for both teams.
You're right. Yes, that's correct.
So huge for the Bobcats get the victory there, and they got it very quickly, as you mentioned. First batter up for the Bobcats wins it for the Bobcats.
Well, that'll do it. Your final 5-5 and 1-0 in the Home Run Derby in favor of the defending champion Bobcats. Don't go anywhere. In about 20-25 minutes time, our very own Braden Hartman and Oliver Aurora will have the call for Game 2 of this KCL doubleheader on a beautiful night in Bloomington.